What's up, everybody? Kinetic here, and welcome back to Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. I'm doing more testing on the Crusader. I thought I would be done with this by now, but there's so many things that I can continue to test just for this one set and this one class. When I started to do things here on the PTR with the Crusader, like early on with this this new set and the Hammerdin builds, I was kind of comparing on the live stream back then the performance difference between a fire version and a lightning version. And at the time, like way before I got settled on so many different things like what skills, what runes, what legendary gems and stuff, even back then the fire and the lightning version seemed to be performing about the same. And I thought as I kind of get closer and closer to this final version with the fire, how much better it's probably going to perform over a lightning version because of the cinder coat making our fire hammers so much cheaper. Well, now that, like I said, I've kind of gotten too close to a final form for that build, I wanted to come back to the lightning and do some testing and see just how much of a difference it was actually going to make. Well, I spent a lot of time yesterday and some more today, and it turns out, to my surprise, that clearing Greater Rift level 50 for either fire or lightning was actually about the same. And the only way that I can really kind of understand how that's possible is because of the cooldown reduction that we're getting because of Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. You see, it doesn't really matter too much. It does to a point, but it doesn't matter too much that the Cinder Code is making the Blessed Hammers so much cheaper because the cooldown reduction that we're getting from the Obsidian Ring is so great. That plus also the addition of a leveled up Gogok of swiftness, the cooldown reduction is so great that way before I even run out of Wrath for either fire or lightning or whatever, both the Shield Glare and Provoke are ready to be cast to refill my Wrath pool. This is really just a fascinating kind of result, I think, for these elements, and that really shows the power of the Obsidian Ring combination with Gogok. Now, some people have said to me that they think that maybe this might be overkill in the amount of Wrath regen that we have through both Shield Glare and Provoke, but I completely disagree because, like I said, pushing now in the high 40s, now in 50s, I need that Wrath. I really do, to be able to cast more hammers, to keep it going, because the damage that we need is so much greater. Also, survivability has become actually an issue now, whereas before it wasn't at all. I felt like I just needed more and more power that I could possibly get out of this build. So some people have suggested to me, why not change Akraz's Champion, for example, out of Prophet to Firestarter or something like that. And really, I tried, and I like to think I'm pretty good at performing with the Crusader in this build, and survivability, like I said, has become an issue. Without that second life, because I am running indestructible also in the passives, you know, just shit happens, man. I don't know how else to say it, because you know, some enemies really like to punish you in certain rifts, and actually that's a big reason why I've turned to, since I'm not using Cinder Coat for the lightning version, I've turned to the Boots of Disregard for my armor slot in the Kanai Cube. Gain 10,000 life regen per second for each second that you stand still, and this stacks up to 4 times. Because we're standing in one place trying to wind up all these hammers, there's lots of different enemies and different effects like assassins and desecrator and stuff like that love to punish you for standing in that one spot. And so I felt like the Boots of Disregard is a nice way to kind of give you a little bit of extra insurance in terms of your survivability while you're trying to stand there without getting your face caved in. But the Furnace is the same either way, Obsidian Ring is the same either way, and I think that also, like, the legendary gems, I didn't change. Like, there was really little to no variation. I tried to keep it as tight as possible when I was comparing the two, fire and lightning. The armor changed, and the runes, I think, are the only things that I changed. All of the armor pieces, the legendary gems, Gogok, Bane of the Trapped, Tegut, all of that stayed there. Let's take a look at the skills really quick. Obviously, Blessed Hammer went from Burning Wrath to Thunderstruck. I kept the Laws, Shield, Provoke. Yes, I actually kept Provoke the same. Like, at one point I was using too scared to run for the additional control. But just to keep things, like I said, as close as possible to comparison, I changed the rune to lightning for both the fire and the lightning test. And yeah, I don't know, I'm really liking that. It's more damage, and like I said, at this point, more damage is kind of needed. Pardon the Clouds was a change. I also, for the fire test, to instead of flurry for the control, to get more damage again, I went with superheated. So those are only the big changes there. I did change from fervor, but this was the same for both tests. I changed from fervor to righteousness to get more wrath for casting more hammers, and yeah, I'm really surprised, man. Like, it's quite interesting to see that both the fire and the lightning versions are performing very, very close to one another. I suppose I could continue to do more tests and just to see if, you know, maybe there's a chance that one is really starting to, over the course of many tests, perform more, how can I say, more consistently in clearing, for example, Greater Rift level 50 and above and stuff like that, more than the other. But that will probably have to come after the patch goes live. At this point, I feel like I've tested the hell out of this already, but I wanted to share that with you guys, the results of how this has all come about, how close I've tried to match the builds and to compare them to each other. So yeah, it's almost going to get to a point where I think you will just go with whatever you like. I mean, if you want to be a fire Hammerdin, then be a fire Hammerdin. It's going to be awesome. If you want lots of sparkles with lightning all over the place, go with lightning. It's tons of fun. You guys can see it for yourself here in some gameplay footage of me clearing Greater Rift level 50 with the Lightning Hammerdin build here. Thanks for watching this video on the Lightning Hammerdin build for Crusader in patch 2.3 on the PTR servers. The new Seeker of Light continues to impress me. I really like where this set has gone. The Roland's was a lot of fun with Shield Bash and Sweep Attack, but the Seeker set really has done some really impressive things. I still would like to see them improve the damage of Falling Sword. It's not required to see so much of a buff for Falling Sword. It would just be nice to see some better damage numbers for helping to create more of a nuke effect that I think Falling Sword should have. Because as it is now, it's a great tool for repositioning yourself, avoiding damage. I use this all the time to avoid getting hit by like Rift bosses or jump out of the way of like arcane beams and frozen and stuff like that. It's not nearly as important for damage as it is for defense, but I guess that's maybe what Blizzard had in mind all along. I want to know what you guys think about the Lightning Crusader Hammerdin build here on the PTR for 2.3. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section. Click the like button to support these D3 builds here on my channel, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.